say.
Mike Epps coming up after this. We got Dr. Stephen Lamb will tell us about penis health later in the show. So stick around for that or turn off now. That's your choice. All right, my first guest. Don't turn off now. We got everyone loves this guy. Next guest is the co-host Today's Show on NBC. This month, he's also hosting the Greatest American Series on the Discovery Channel. Please welcome our friend Matt Lauer. The lighter colors, you look fantastic.
It's summertime, and I'm so glad you could squeeze me in before the penis health segment. That's great. Not to be confused with the penis health segment.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're in good penis health. We'll talk about that later.
Thank you very much. But
men don't say that. Men don't talk that way. Men don't say, like, I hope you're in good penis health. I mean, why should that be wrong? What's wrong with our society?
So, in other words, when the common greeting of, hi, how are you, I'm having some penis problems, doesn't generally come up.
Yeah.
Right, not in my conversation.
These are the things you don't get to discuss on the Today Show.
No, that's true. We don't get to do half of your jokes on the Today Show, actually.
Right,
Billy Joel would not crash into a school and have it catch fire on the Today Show.
No. That's a problem with that program. You got to work on that. Those are things people want to see. Now, you do look good, and I want to say, I noticed this. We were at an event together the other day, and I was noticing your hair looks really good these days. What are you doing that's different? The hair looks good.
I get emails all the time. People think I'm doing the Propecia thing, or which is not the case because of those possible sexual side effects. But I am,
which we'll hear more about later in the program.
When I first started losing my hair, and then I lost my mind, and I cut it off with the buzzer, the barbershop
that got
clipper.
A lot of people upset. You took it right down to the...
And I got all kinds of emails from people who, not to be funny, people think I was on chemo or something like that. So I stopped doing that, and I grew it a little longer. And now, the other day, I had a guest on the show, a lawyer, and I'm sitting across from him. We're in a commercial break about to come out, and the stage manager is counting, 10, 9, Matt, almost back from commercial. And the guy's nervous. He goes, look, I'm a little nervous, but don't let me forget to ask you at the end of the segment, what doctor did your hair plugs?
And then just so like you're back
and you're on. So I couldn't even say screw you.
Right.
And the guy goes on the end. So no, they're not hair plugs. It's not exactly a luxuriant head of hair, but people are thinking it's a little bit longer.
So many people think that this is a wig that I'm wearing.
And
well, no, what do you mean and? It's because I can do things with it.
How long did it take you to learn to do that?
With this? I could do this when I was like 4 months old. That's all I had. I've been working on my shtick since I was, came out of the womb. I've been working on this stuff.
But you're not losing your hair.
No, I'm not losing it, but people think it looks fake, My hair, it looks like, I look like a clown half the time when I walk around.
No, I think it's good. I think it's a good, for you it works. For me it wouldn't work.
For you it works. That's a nice thing to say. For you it works.
That's what people say to me all the time.
Now, you have so many nice things going on in your life, but one thing I envy is I read the other day you have 2 beautiful children, and they call you Papa.
Yeah.
It must be nice, because most people get Dad, but Papa.
Well, you have to understand, my wife is Dutch, so she's Europe. It's a European thing. It's a little Mary Poppins-ish, but it's my son calls me Papa. My daughter is your daughter's age.
Right.
I think Nev and Romy are like a week or 2 apart.
Right.
And Romy calls me Papa. I like it. It's different. You're right. When he goes to school, Jack goes to school, you hear all the kids yelling Dad.
Dad.
And Daddy.
Yeah.
And he calls us Mama and Papa.
But I think Papa...
What does Nev call you?
Bad TV man.
And she's only 18 months old.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Till she watches
She
TV.
knows quality when she sees it. but what's great, but Papa just always like, Papa, Papa. It's not, you know what I mean? It sounds like, serve us some hot chocolate and smoke your curved pipe now,
Yeah, and I worry that as he goes to school, teachers in this country always refer to Mom and Dad.
Right.
And so I'm afraid that he's going to be kind of coerced into calling me Dad, and I'll keep Papa as long as... I love it.
Papa's great.
It's cute. It really is cute.
Very good.
So cute when he
Hello,
says it.
Papa.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. Sweep your chimney, I will. I'm an ass. And again, I apologize. I'm not allowed anywhere near the Today Show. When you guys see me coming, you see me through the big window, you lower the shades. Let's talk about something. This is a big coup for you guys. Katie interviewed Jennifer Wilbanks, I understand, with...
The runaway bride.
Yeah, the fleancée, as they call her in the business.
And by the way, the fiancé's there.
And the fiancé's there with her, and and I guess it's going to air next week.
I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday on the Today Show, and then a primetime special. I mean, when it comes right down to it, a lot of people joke about the story, but a lot of people talk about it. I mean, it captivated the nation for a couple of days at least, and people are curious. The question I think you got to ask is, why are these two still together?
Well, also, yeah, they're back together and appearing together. We have a still here of them together. This is not... First of all, why does she still look that way? I have no idea why. I mean, I keep thinking, well, that's just a bad photo. Okay, well, that's another bad photo. Oh, she had a lot of coffee, and they... But every time, did you see her? Is she like that in person?
She's got a bit of an eyeball issue. But the guy, I mean, it's not like your wife-to-be walks up and goes, I'm having some slight second thoughts.
Right.
We're talking about a 6-day manhunt here.
Right,
I mean, she went on the lam.
Oh, I know.
And yet they're still side by side on the couch.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that silly little thing where you ran away and the nation looked for you.
And you claimed you were abducted.
You came back through an airport with a jacket over your head.
And you were in Vegas for half the time.
Right, right. It's very strange. But we'll get to
it's going to be a good interview. I talked to Katie when she got back from doing it, and she said it's very compelling.
I would think if they're both there, that is compelling.
Yeah.
Speaking of compelling interviews, I've never met the Rolling Stones, probably the biggest music act in the history.
Did you grow up idolizing the Stones like I did? You're a little younger than I am.
I'm a little younger. Yeah. No, I was, the Monkees and I guess I was more into like I loved the Clash and things, but I also loved the Rolling Stones.
As someone who grew up just adoring the Stones, getting a chance, I've got a chance to do them a few times. I did Keith and Mick together, then I did all the Stones, which was...
That sounds bad when you say that. First I did Keith and Mick together. That was crazy.
But
then I did them all.
To sit across from the Rolling Stones, if you're a fan, is
sure.
Last year I went and I did an interview with Keith and Mick together, and I have a friend from high school, one of my best friends named John Horan, who is a diehard Stones fan. He heard I was doing. He said, "I've got to come." So we went to the Roseland Ballroom over here in the city. And we did the interview, and it went great. And afterward, I said to him, "Look, guys, I got a friend of mine who's a big Stones fan. Could we take a picture?" And they were so nice, and they said, fine. So we get this picture with a digital camera of Mick, my friend John Horan, Keith, and me.
He must have been in heaven, your friend.
Oh, it was unbelievable. So we get and it came out great. You know, some of the digital pictures, they don't come. This was great. So a couple of months later, mid-December, I get my friend John's Christmas card. And it's the picture of the Stones, and he's cut me out of the picture.
What a bastard!
So it's Keith, John, and Mick. And I'm nowhere there. I said, what the hell was that? And he said, well, if I put you in the picture, people know how I got the picture. This way, they just think I'm hanging with the Stones.
What a... And then he's like, by the way, who does your hair plugs?
I'm the guy who got in the picture. He cut me right out for Christmas.
What a creep. What a bad guy.
And now I get my payback.
Yeah. His name and address, please?
John Horan, Greenwich, Connecticut.
Good for you. If we can't use TV to get revenge, what good is it?
I haven't seen him since, actually.
Tell us about the Greatest American. This is a new show you're doing.
Cool concept. It was done in the UK, it was done in Canada, Australia, and basically the audience. You know, people out there, they go online, AOL, text messaging, by phone, and they vote for who they think should be the greatest American of all time. And we started out with 100, down to 25 last week. We'll go to 5 this week. And it gets... There were some weird people in the list to begin with, and some weird omissions. But now we're getting down to the more serious times, so you're going to have a lot of the founding fathers and the dead presidents and the living presidents and some people in there like Thomas Edison and Henry Ford. And what will happen is each Sunday now in June on the Discovery Channel, we'll debate these, and eventually we'll name... It's not scientific, but we'll name the greatest American. And it's curious. First of all, it's good because people start talking about American history, which, as you know, people know zero about. And so when you say a name like Frederick Douglass or you say Nikola Tesla, and people go, like, at least we're getting the dialogue going, and then we'll try and figure out what people find, you know, is important in greatness. Some people think it's leadership, and they vote for presidents or founding fathers. Some people think it's innovation. They vote for Bill Gates or Henry Ford, and other people think it's influence. Oprah's on the list, and Elvis is on the list.
Are you ever disappointed, though, that there's like someone on the list who's still hanging around and getting up pretty high, and you're like, no, not them. How, you know, Cher shouldn't be that high on the list.
I will say on the top 100, Madonna was on the list. I love Madonna, but But is she one of the 100 most influential or greatest people in American history? You might argue that. Dr. Phil was on the list. Good guy.
That's ridiculous. No. Okay. I have nothing against Dr. Phil, but it shouldn't be like Lincoln, Jefferson, Dr. Phil. That's wrong.
Anyway, we'll find out. I think it'll become more serious as we get down to the final 5
Good.
and then the final 2, and we end up on June 26th.
Well, if I'm
Discovery.
in there in the final 5, don't tell me. Surprise me. I'm so misunderstood. Yeah, it would be. Thanks, pal. The Today Show airs weekday mornings on NBC, of course, and The Greatest American. It's a cool show. Airs Sunday nights at 9 on the Discovery Channel. Thanks so much. I know you're busy, but thanks for coming by. Matt Lauer, Mike Epps coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be back.